Hello everyone, and welcome to my week 4 Teambuilder video against Flare 13 and the Chelsea Charizards. So, this week I'll be bringing a team of, that's for later. Flare 13 has a roster of Garchomp, Starmie, Amoonguss, Galvantula, Gigalith, Ferroseed, Pidgeot Mega, Excadrill, Infernape, Kadabra, and Quag. So, now on to where I say this week I'll be bringing a team of Greninja, Archeops, Mamoswine, Muckalola, Celesteela, and Altaria Mega. So first up is my Greninja. Much like I pointed out when in the original team power rankings, when you have a hyper offensive team like Flare does, and you don't have a Mon, and your opponent has a Mon that outruns your entire team, you are kind of in a difficult spot. And Greninja is that Mon for me. It speeds his entire team and threatens the vast majority of his team, especially his main offensive threats. Garchomp is threatened out by Ice Beam. Starmie is threatened out by Dark Pulse. Amoonguss is threatened out by Amoonguss is his best switch in, but I have Ice Beam for it if it is specially defensive, or if it's physically defensive, I can probably just kill it with an Ice Beam with any move comboing into it. Galvantula I can kill with a pump. Gigalith I can kill with a pump. Ferroseed is actually very, very switching, but actually, would he bring Ferroseed? I was thinking he almost guaranteed wouldn't, but I might run Hidden Power Fire over Water Shuriken for that. I don't know. Anyways, Pidgeot is threatened out by Ice Beam. It is a roll to kill, so ideally I don't want to take that. I'm never going to take that if I don't have to. Oops. I didn't mean to click that. Infernape is killed by Surf, Kadabra by Dark Pulse, and Quag would likely come more physically defensive to deal with Celesteela, Lando, I think, and Mamo. But if it comes specially defensive, even then Dark Pulses wear it down quite easily, and it can't really do much back. So Greninja has a fantastic matchup. I have a Life Orb on just to maximize damage I can do. I might switch to the Water Shuriken. I'll do some calcs after this game. It'll either be Water Shuriken or Hidden Power Fire. I'm not sure how much I want to respect the Ferroseed. But anyways, other than that, we have Archeops, and I think it's more appropriate to go over Mamoswine first than Archeops. So Mamoswine, much like my Greninja, has a fantastic matchup typing-wise, especially against Flare's team. Is extremely weak to ground. A lot of his primary offensive threats, mainly Excadrill and Infernape, both weak to ground. And he does not have a single ground resist, and he has his only ground immunity is Pidgeot, which is weak to ice. But anyways, so Earthquake is extremely spammable against him. Not only is it spammable, but also a win condition. Same thing with any given ice move. If he lets his Starmie or his Infernape go down. So Mamoswine can very easily win this game just by outrunning him with Choice Scarf. Also, something about Flare that I've noticed from watching his first 3 games is 3 out of 3 games he's played, he has not brought a Scarfer, which is very uncharacteristic of a hyper offensive team, but he hasn't brought a single Scarfer. So if I'm able to, that's going to make him have a very hard time of revenging my Mamoswine and my Greninja. So I'm hoping with my first 3 members of his team to just outpace him and win with either of them. I have Rock Slide to use against the Galvantula. It does about the same as an Earthquake, but it also lets me hit the Pidgeot if I need to. I just think it's Stone Edge, right? It does, but I decided I didn't want to risk it on the Galvantula. But it puts me in a scenario if I ever feel like I need to kill the Galvantula, but I think he might predict an Earthquake, then I can click Rock Slide and kill the Pidgeot or him. But yeah, Adamant, Max Attack. So I'll be hitting incredibly hard. I'm just fast enough to outrun a Pidgeot. And assuming he brings no Scarfers, nothing on his team will outrun this. He does have Mach Punch on Infernape, which is actually a bit of an issue because it does revenge both of my guys, so I do have to be very careful about that. But I do feel like running Mach Punch does limit Infernape's offensive capabilities in terms of coverage, but it is a possibility. So next up I have Archeops. So for Mamoswine to really win the game, if Pidgeot goes down, he's going to be very hard pressed to find Earthquake switch-ins. Moongus could possibly do it if it's very physically defensive, but even then, if I'm predicting, I can hit him with an Icicle Crash, and as we'll see later on, I have good switch-ins to a Moongus. But this will probably be my lead. I really want to get Rocks up this game to pressure his Pidgeot, so that it can't reliably come in on Mamoswine, but also it combines with my Muck, as we'll see later on. But Stealth Rock will be forcing the Pidgeot to take a quarter time it comes in. I think I just unplugged my mic. But we'll find out. But I have a Sash just in case he does have a Scarfer. I couldn't think of a better move to have. But I have Stealth Rock, and I'll probably lead with this and get up my Rocks if possible. This leads against most of his offensive members. Garchomp, I can throw up Rocks on and figure out if he's Scarf, which is very important information. And if he's not, I can probably just HP Ice him the following turn. Starmie, I've been debating what I do if he leads Starmie. I don't think he would. But if he does, then I can just head smash it, do a massive amount of damage. Or it wouldn't be massive because he would be faster than me, but I could still do that. Galvantula I can just kill. Infernape I can kill with the Earthquake, same with the Excadrill. But the main thing I'm worried about is his Pidgeot. He's led with Pidgeot to have his 3 games before, and although that definitely by no means means that he's going to lead with this time, he does have a tendency to like to do that. And leading with this puts him in a bad scenario where he can, I can just instantly head smash if I want. And even if he puts me into the defeatist, he cannot kill me. Now it's going to be debatable whether he's going to stay in there or not, but if I'm able to get my Rocks up, it'll pressure him a lot. That's the main idea of this, is to just get the Rocks up. If he wants to switch in Garchomp on an incoming head smash, then I have HP Ice to cover it, and Archeop's got solid special attack, 112, so that's... Garchomp's not taking that nicely. So yeah, it's just mainly a lead. Can do a lot of damage to his team, and later on, if I do decide I need to save it or something like that, then I can use this as a way to revenge a lot of his faster guys, although Greninja just does a better job of it in general. Archeops can do that well because of its good speed tier. His only things that outrun it on his team are Starmie and Pidgeot. So next up is Muck. It's mainly here for pursuit coverage and to come in on and take care of both Starmie and Pidgeot. So, yeah, I have Assault Vest just to take hits as well as possible. With Max Attack Adamant, I do about, it's like 24.8 minimum to Pidgeot with Pursuit, which means chances are I'll do, if he switches out on me, I'll get a solid 50 off. And 50 plus 2 rounds of Rocks, meaning if I get Rocks up before Pidgeot comes in, takes the Rocks, I go into Muck as he Hurricanes me, I pursue him as he goes out. That is a dead Pidgeot, because it's not coming back in on Rocks. It's already taken the 50 plus the 25 from Rocks, 50 from Pursuit, 25 from Rocks, 25 again as it comes in, and it's a dead Pidgeot. Meaning, Mamoswine can spam Earthquake extremely freely. I wanted to bring Landorus for even more Earthquake spam, Rock Polish especially, because it does very well against his team, but I decided I'd rather fit on Archeops over Landorus, to make sure I get up the Rocks, to make sure Mamoswine does a more quality job. This can also help me deal with the Starmie if I need to. Yeah, with Max Attack, it can really threaten anything. Not threaten anything, but it's not going to be set up fodder. If he wants to bring something in on it, he's going to be forced to kill it, otherwise he's going to take massive damage, which is good. So yeah, this is mainly here to trap the Starmie and the Pidgeot. I'm max special defense as opposed to max HP. Usually I do like to go max HP just because I do like things to be all-purpose. And, you know, have the health be useful no matter, the bulk be useful no matter what. But in this case, there's, actually I can just pull up the calc, but against Pidgeot, Hurricane is a guaranteed 4 KO with this investment. But if I was instead max HP, it's a 28.7 chance to 3 KO, and I would not like to take that. So that's why That's why it's max special defense, just to guarantee the 4 KO so long as rocks aren't up. Next up, I have my Celesteela, and this is a strange set. It has its max special attack expert belt. This set looks weird, but it makes sense. So at first I wanted to bring a more defensive Celesteela because it naturally checks Garchomp and Excadrill fairly decently well, or Garchomp decently well, but it gets Fire Fang and things to get around it. But Excadrill especially well, because Excadrill doesn't get the good coverage moves that Garchomp gets. So it's a very good stop to Excadrill. Thing is that Celesteela can't quite kill with any given move, kill an Excadrill or a Garchomp, unless it invests heavily. And with this investment, I almost always kill Garchomp with a single Hidden Power Ice. I always kill a Quagsire if he decides to bring it with a Giga Drain. I felt Quagsire was a bit weak, or the rest of my team was a bit weak to Quagsire, especially because a lot of them didn't appreciate taking burns. So Giga Drain's just my out to get rid of that, and it always kills it. Fire Blast always kills Excadrill. Hidden Power Ice always kills what's its face? Garchomp. And Air Slash is probably what I'll use when I'm in against an Amoonguss, which this is also a switch into. And it does massive damage to Amoonguss, and his flying resists are very limited. They're Gigalith, which can get Giga Drained. Originally I had Flash Cannon to do even more than Gigalith, but I really wanted to fit on the Giga Drain to hit Starmie and Quag if I needed to. So yeah, it's very powerful, and may even catch him off guard through its coverage. It's going to be much more susceptible to being worn down, but it's also very difficult for any given mon to actually kill it, so it should be able to do a massive amount of damage before anything is able to get anything off against it, which is good. Yeah, max HP for maximum bulk. I'm a hair afraid of Amoonguss Spore if I come in on it, so I'm going to have to be careful around scouting around that, because if this gets switched to sleep, I'm in a very bad spot. But so long as I'm able to pressure the Amoonguss, take out the Pidgeot, I don't think he will have any way to stop my main offensive core. Lastly, I have Altaria. It's here also with max attack, like Celesteela, and that's mainly because you can't afford to 2-hit KO any of his offensive mons because they're so strong, but if you can 1-hit KO them, then it's much better for you. Infernape goes down to a single Earthquake with this investment. So does Drill, but this is going to typically be a check to Drill. And Garchomp goes down to a single return. I have Protect on here, both to get an early Mega off for the typing, but also to scout for Z moves and minimize their damage, especially in the case of Infernape, because Flare has brought Z-move Infernape every week, I do believe. I know it was at least 2 out of 3, probably 3 out of 3. I think it was 3 out of 3. He's brought Gigavolt Havoc every single time, and I don't expect him to bring Gigavolt Havoc again, because it just doesn't make sense. But something like Acid Downpour or Corkscrew Crash can make a lot of sense to bring to be Altaria, because Altaria makes a lot of sense as an Infernape check. So Protect will allow me to scout for that. And so long as I'm able to protect on it, his following move should not be able to kill me, and I should be able to kill the return with an Earthquake. I've just got the Roost to get health back, and an Impish Nature, because I needed max attack to just about kill, but also I needed Impish to, I believe, never get killed by Iron Tail. I believe was the calc. But this attack investment allows me to almost always Oko Inferno, I do believe. So yeah, that's the team, and hopefully he's able to pull out the win.